Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we enjoyed Toki Suntory Japanese whiskey.
Not too bad.
It wasn't bad at all. I stopped at the liquor store and bought a new bottle because I was sick of Mr. Magazine japping out on me and not bringing stuff over.
Is that like the Jack Daniels of Japanese?
Yes, it is.
It tasted like it.
There you are.
All right. Apparently Dawn's not here, or she's just being shy. But you know who? You know who is here?
Who is here?
Jazzy Jeff is here.
Welcome, Jeff.
Super C's in the house.
Thank you for being a member.
Triple F, how you doing?
Thank you for being a member.
Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels, how you doing?
And do check out Triple F's YouTube channel. Very good channel. He talks about swap cards. He talks
I like the word swap.
Swap
is very
there you are.
Yeah.
So check that out.
Dandy Donald's in the house. How's it going? Marvelous Michael.
Thank you for being a member.
Dandy Dave's Odds and Ends. Awesome Adrian's in the house.
And thank you for being a member.
Here's Violent Dawn. Okay. All right. Okay.
Wow. All right.
How you doing? How's everyone doing?
Thanks for being a member, Don
right.
and Dave.
All right.
Oh, of course. Of course. All right. We're going to get into it with obviously my first show because I didn't pause. There we are.
Yeah, I'd be getting scolded if it was mine. Super Schmidt's here. And Don is laughing. All right.
All righty. And why don't we start the show off as we do all the time? How are sales, everybody? I know a couple of people reached out, said they're having decent sales, but why don't you start out, Mr. Magazine?
All right. I didn't bring my cheat sheet, so I'm going to use my hand. eBay is slightly above average, so I can't argue with that. Still, we're still at least 25% increased sales from the last month or two.
Nice.
Amazon was doing crappy, but we got a repricer now, and that's up 25 to 50%. So I'm happy with Amazon. Our website, we added offers to the website. That's up 25%. What else? Whatnot is down a little bit, but I've been doing what do I want to say? Genre shows with my niece Alicia. She's doing like records one day, or yes, obviously records one day, but rock records one day, singles one day. So we're getting Whatnot back up there, so that's good. What else we got? DVD sites booming. We got 2 people listing on there now. What else we got? The new adult site is doing well, so we're up at least 25% overall. I can't argue because I think I'm going to be able to pay the IRS off and my kids' school, college in the next year, hopefully. But how about you?
Wait, isn't he going to multiple years of school?
Yeah, but 1 year at a time.
There you
Awesome Eric's in the house.
A really big shoe. Spoilers for next video, but sales last week were down 50%.
Oh, jeez. Sorry to hear that.
Well, I'll have to tune in and find out. Your sad tale of woe.
You're good at saying that.
What? D-A-A-D-D-E-A-G.
Seance, yeah.
Wow. You know, that alcohol hit both of us. Anyone want to conduct a seance? Early May exceeded my usual monthly total by 2 to 3 times. Throttled.
All right. Super C.
Slow. Just a couple of sales this past week. Been listing via scheduling, so hoping things will pick up. I swear by that.
Okay.
Sales okay, not great, but hoping the trend will stick through summer.
Well, I feel like the biggest hero so far. Cool
Evening,
Collie's in the
folks.
house.
Sales took a dump this week.
Jeez, all right. In the 3-day weekend, I think I did well overall. I mean, obviously I got some sales going on and stuff, but how about you?
Well, last week, Thursday was absolutely terrible. Friday was not particularly good. Picked up Saturday, Sunday. Across venues. Now, I consider a really good day for me across venues. Like my goal, what I would love to have, I don't hit it that often, is $500. Just to give you, so if I do $500 across venues, it's a good day for me. Monday, I did $900. Tuesday, I did $700.
That sounds good.
And today I've done $600.
So you're heading in the wrong direction, but still good.
All 3 days are more than what I want. That is, I believe, the best 3-day period, if not ever, darn close to it.
And I must say that I haven't been getting, I don't know if I sent you any, but I haven't been getting a lot of insulting offers, which is good. There's not a political show, so it does say, I don't really care, Margaret.
There you go. Yeah, so my sales are en fuego. I don't know why. I'm not complaining. Very, very good for me.
Good. Keep it up.
Receiving lowball offers as we speak.
Well, Super Sandy, how's it going?
Enlisted Morrison's offers summer from college, some sales. Okay.
All right. Some's better than none, and it rhymes.
Congrats, paper guy. I was at $63. Yeah, no, Monday, $900 across venues. It was
We had a
great
big day. What's today's Wednesday? So yeah, Shopify Monday and Tuesday. Now, mind you, we put offers into Shopify, but we're talking about normally we're 1,500 a day, which would be 3,000. We hit 8,000 in 2 days on Shopify. I mean, it's crazy for my own website. Like years ago, I never thought I would go onto my own website, let alone be successful at it.
Right. Yep. Promoted 18 out of 44. So things were slow last week, but again, this week's doing well. Offers 150 out of 352. Yeah, 352 offers this past week, 280 the week before. So definitely getting a lot more traffic.
Yeah.
218 a year ago, 167 2 years ago. However, only one item on $million.peddlers, 5 items on Etsy. 3 of them were on Sunday. So for some reason, Sunday, Etsy was going really well. 2 of which were former Whatnot items. Nobody wanted them on Whatnot, and they wanted them over on Etsy.
I think with Monday being the holiday, I think people were home actually bored and buying stuff,
Well, a lot of rain and stuff like that, too. TV and movie convention on Saturday. Oh,
well, all right. I'm always up for that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Nice.
How about buys? Anybody out there buying? Go ahead.
I'm trying not to buy, but again, my regular guy comes in and he just told me.
How's that working out?
Not good, but he sold me some rare signed books that go for hundreds of dollars. So my manager's dad's into that type of stuff. I don't know. You might didn't be into that. I don't know. Do you collect signed books? I mean, do you care? I mean, I don't know.
A few. I like to see
one's like 500, one's 800. I mean,
I like to see what they are. Yeah.
And
so Mysterious Benefactor may be into them as well.
Okay, I will let you know tomorrow. I forgot. One's a Dr. Seuss one, numbered out of 100. I don't know what it is. So it's signed by Dr. Seuss.
Dr. and Seuss?
I don't know. But anyways,
Dr. Seuss's doctor. It's very rare.
Aaron is driving in to pick up money from me. He lives in Michigan. He's picking up money from me.
Money? Pick up my money from him?
Yes. And then, so on his way, he's got 3 or 4 buys for me. And then he's going to Florida, which he's got about 4 or 5 buys. I got to give him, I gave him already like $4,000 in Venmo. I got to give him another $6,000. But I mean, we're talking thousands of items. And it's worth it in that aspect that I'm buying the stuff cheap enough where I can afford to pay him to drive from Michigan to me, to Florida, back to me, and back home. It might take whatever, 4, 5, 6 days, whatever it is, but definitely worth it. So
very good.
But those are where most of my money's going to Aaron.
Went to yard sales on Saturday and only found one thing. Oof. Well, then again, if it's a $10,000 item you picked up for like $1, that would be a successful trip.
For sure.
If it's a $12 item you picked up for $2, not so successful. Just won a small lot of postcards on Live Auctioneers. Nice.
You've been on there? Buy anything on there? Sell anything on there?
I don't know if I've been on that one or not. I bought some things off of a local auction house that sells.
Just say no. If it's going to take you that long to answer, just say no.
No.
Okay.
No.
Fine. No. Moving on.
So I actually
nice 902 vintage is in the house.
Good to have you aboard. Yeah, they had Pope Leo card. They're doing like 1-day printings of cards now and stuff like that. Yeah,
they really know how to sucker people
like
in.
9,000 or something like that in one day.
I mean, the good news about a Pope card, Pope can't get injured in his game. Pope can't take the week off because he's got ingrown toenails. So
it's true. Vinny Boombats. I've heard of it, Vinny.
Yeah, of course.
I came across some various airlines ephemeral which should have good returns. Who thought there was money in vintage barf bags? Oh, absolutely.
Well,
people do collect
he's
those.
The king of barf bags in general, and not just the 2 under his eyes.
Wow. Actually, I did buy some bags on Monday. The person across the street has a garage sale, and I'm saying this year what I have said last year and every single year before. I will have to have a garage sale one of these days on Memorial Day weekend. They always have one. Cars are lined up down the street, people going to their sale.
I'll tell you what, if you're going to do that, I will bring over good stuff that should sell, and we'll just split it.
Yeah, I've got
the
to
stuff
do
that I mean, I got 5 and 10 items I'll never sell, but it's good garage sale stuff.
I've got to do it one of these years. But went over there, and they had some Vera Bradley stuff my wife wanted, this paper guy wanted. It was really interesting. It was a
I thought you were going to start singing Vera.
It was a bag, but then it had like 12 other bags with it. Like it was a bag like that bag, but then all these bags you put in there, like a bag for your makeup, a bag for this, a bag for that. Like,
it's funny. My wife went out with her friends one time, and I said, "Oh my God, there's 12 bags with her."
Nice. I'm sure that went over well.
Yeah.
$50 for all those. So it's like, okay,
Wow.
can't argue with that. One Disney double stitched Haunted Mansion t-shirt for $2. Wow. Nice.
What's the double stitch thing? I'm hearing a lot about this lately. What's double stitch?
Well, single stitch is the old ones.
Okay.
Yep.
But where are they stitched single or double? Like
I think just
everywhere?
anywhere along the stitching. Yeah,
Oh,
I believe,
okay.
but I'm not.
It must be obvious to tell then.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta look out for that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, definitely barf bags too. So
Cool.
I've sold those before, definitely. So I had to drop another dealer that we're friends with off. He was getting his car worked on. And on the way back from his place, I saw a sign for a garage sale. And I said, let me go to a garage sale. Haven't been to a garage sale in years. Go there, talking with the people. Their mother had just gone into assisted living, this, that. I'm looking around. They got some books, nothing much. Not yet. I only checked the hello at paperboy.com once a day.
I hate that. Yeah. I yelled at my wife one time for buying that. She goes, "You're the one that picked it out." I go, "Oh, oops." So I gave it to my employees at the warehouse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see? Delegating.
So I started asking, what do they have as far as other things go? I gave them my card, told them what I wanted, and they said, "We do have some maps, like old school maps, down in the basement. We're selling the house." I said, "Well, let me go down and take a look." So I took a look down at the basement, and up on the wall, which I ended up picking up for Mr. Magazine, there were 5 school maps all together rolled up in one. And I'm like, if we can get that down, I'll take it. We ended up taking it down. I gave him $20. I flipped it to Mr. Magazine for $25. He's got to have his employee list it. The first time I've ever said, "Hey, do you have anything else?" kind of deal. So
it's funny. The second poster I pulled out, I swear it looks like all the tattoos my sister got.
That's funny. That's funny. So then I ended up going on a house call that a dealer gave me, and some of you know about it already. Mystery books. I walked out.
You don't know what they are, or they're actual mystery books?
Yes, I don't know what I'm buying them sight unseen. No, they're actually mystery books. A local author, published author of 900 short stories he had published. Passed away 15 years ago. His wife passed away recently. The family is selling stuff off. I ended up buying 5 boxes of books from them. I'm going to talk to them. They're out of town for the next week. I'm going to talk to them after they get back. Basically, what I'm going to end up doing is trying to buy 5 to 6 boxes of books every week and going over to Whatnot and putting up mystery book auctions. They're newer books. And by newer, I mean 1980 through 2010. But they're all really, really nice shape. Just great mystery books. So I think I'm buying them right. And I think I can move them to you guys right over on Whatnot. So I think there's some money to be made there.
Interesting.
Though the subscriber ended up sending over the box of ephemera that I had told you about last week. I looked through it. I sent him some money. I said, if you think it's fair, I'll take more boxes. He contacted me about 30 seconds later. I'm making up another box. So I take it I was fair.
Yeah.
And he just sent that out to me. So thank you. Do appreciate that. Yeah. And did have a house call today. I went there.
Man, you're busy. Holy cow.
The guy had some postcards. I'd gotten a lead through another dealer. The guy had some postcards, and he goes, "Oh, you said you wanted other paper. I got sheet music. And so I kind of looked through it all, and I go, all right. I handed him $40. He goes, "Just $40?" I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. I was thinking of maybe 50, and I just let him talk. I was thinking maybe 50, but I guess 40 is okay. Yeah, 40 is okay, because you did give me 2 other dealer names that would be coming out to buy the other stuff, and that's worth it too. So 40 is okay. And I got home, sorted the stuff out, and I'm like, 40 was a little generous on my paying. 50 definitely would have been generous. 40, I mean, I'll make money on it, but probably 25 to 30 is what I should have paid.
You just have to have that same mindset. Like I just tell people, like, well, I got a million items. I really don't need to buy, good or bad. I really don't need to buy anything. You know, if I'm buying something that's subpar, I'm paying a lot less for it. I don't even want it.
Yeah. I mean, again, I gave him 40. I mean, how much lower am I going to go? Right. So nice Goodyear blimp ephemera. Wow. Oh, that's cool. Do have a house call tomorrow for books.
Wow. Shocking.
And
taking Rochester over by storm. Holy cow.
And then next week, the gentleman texted me. Is your neck okay? The gentleman texted me and said, hey, I'm starting to move around after my surgery. You want to come on by this week? I go, can we put it off till next week? He says, all right. He goes, I'm going to fill your Rogue. I said, all right. He goes, I said, what am I bringing? He goes, well,
as far as money,
2,500 to 28, maybe up to 3,000.
That's
Depends
really
upon
you
how much
paid
stuff
1,000,
I can
right?
find. I paid 1,000 last
so
time.
this
Yeah.
is really good stuff because you can't put more in the car. So it can't be the same amount of stuff, the same amount of value because you would be paying 1,000. So it's gonna be really good stuff. Hopefully, it's maybe adult stuff. You can flip it to me.
Yeah. So I said, all right, we'll see you there. So we shall see what I end up buying. So sales are up, and I am spending the money in the Rochester economy. There we are. Glitch of the week. Last Thursday, eBay, I don't know what their problem was. I don't know what kind of meltdown they had. I had a terrible day. I was doing some investigating of other people that I know that have big stores. There was a gentleman with 50.
He did the right.
Yes, he did. There was a gentleman with 50,000 items listed. He sold 3 items on Thursday. Another gentleman that usually sells 50 items a week, I'd say. So he does an average of about 7 items a day. He went 3 days without a sale.
Is that first guy my acquaintance that I haven't dealt with in a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what was going on with eBay on Thursday, but it was absolutely terrible.
Even a card seller, local card seller, he had 70,000 listings. He did like $150 with free shipping. And he's got 2-3 employees. I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah. So they died on Thursday. I don't know what happened. Site changes. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but now if you do have it clicked to send offers to buyers automatically, they now is a duration on there. So you can choose if you want to send it for a week, a month, up to a year. You can have it click through to send up to a year offers, and eBay will automatically send the offers on the items, the given item for you. 1 year. Yep.
How often are they doing it?
Whenever somebody watches it, they will then automatically send a. So in other words,
is that beneficial? Should I do that?
No.
Okay.
Because do you trust eBay to do it?
No.
Exactly. So this item right here, somebody's watching it.
Yeah.
I click to send an offer to watch or 10% off. Yeah. I can then click a button to say anybody else that watches this, eBay will then automatically send an offer over the next year for it.
That's cool. I mean, if they can perfect it.
Well, the Seller Hub, that was another change they made today. They now have moved things around in the Seller Hub where it used to say number of items that you can send offers to watchers on. That's completely disappeared out of my Seller Hub. I have to go to my active listings to see how many items I can send offers out to. eBay, bring that back. That was a nice little item right there in the, because every time I logged into the Seller Hub, I just looked and said, I can send 8 offers out, and then I would do so.
Yeah.
Making me go to a different screen. Why? Why would you make it do that? Slow rolling the duration thing. I haven't shown up for me as of today. Okay. Yep. No, that's, I only have it lined up on one though, where I'm automatically sending offers out. The other ones I don't. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You used to be like me, make eBay your least important platform. So if you lose it, you still have 5 other ones with less headaches.
And Whatnot went and changed things today. They added a Seller Hub area. So I went to where I usually go to in order to look at my auctions, and there were no auctions available. I'm like, what the hell? I almost had a heart attack. Then I saw they added a thing in the center for Seller Hub. You have to click there, but then it only brings up 2 shows. Then you click see more shows, and it brings up 5 shows. Well, I have 31 shows listed. So then I had to click again to show up all the shows, and it came up the old way. What did JP say? And welcome, JP. My dashboard changed too, but I'm checking now. It's back to normal. Okay, yeah. So why are they doing that is my question. Last week was a great week. This week, not so good. This month saw 2 days with no sales. Might be my fault. I've been doing a ton of outside work instead of listing. Yeah, but still, you still should be selling something.
Yeah.
Time for item of the week. And I don't know how far ahead I am on gifts to Mr. Magazine, but we're going to get even further ahead. We're going to say this is for Christmas 2026. I think I'm that far ahead.
I can't wait till you get dementia. I'm getting like 7 Christmas presents now.
You may already be. We don't actually know.
Yeah.
I picked this up at Heritage, and I thought this was really cool. This is a signed print.
Ooh.
But what this gentleman does...
It looks like a trade card. Oh, that is pretty cool.
What this gentleman does is he buys old cabinet cards.
Yeah.
And then he'll paint Deadpool on it, or he'll paint Spider-Man on it.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
The cabinet cards themselves sell out at $800 a piece for the actual cabinet card. Now, this is a signed print of it, but I just thought I saw this and I said, "This is
so the original art one of the real cabinet card
is $800."
Holy cow! That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, it's a very cool idea. So yeah, he buys old cabinet cards that still have the information down at the bottom.
Wow.
Paints over them.
Yeah.
And I thought this was really interesting too, because again, with the whole junk journal and the creative art and all that kind of stuff, the altered postcards. So if you do ever happen to see an original one of these out there, again, they're $800 is what he sells them for on his website, one-of-ones, and they sell out. So I don't know what they're worth in the secondary market.
So that's a one-of-one print?
No, this is like 30 or 50 on the print or something like that. But yeah, so then he also offers prints of it as well. So
and it makes it look all old, like from, makes it look like he would look 100 years ago.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah,
You're welcome. Wow. So, yep. But I thought that was really a cool item. And I thought it was really, really cool just because, again, we've had PSEN creations on and things like that and people doing things like that.
You should have had him done one with your face. It's Spider-Man.
There you go. Absolutely. In starting off for the week, only two. Mr. Magazine had a Mattingly Giambi Passing the Torch 2004 Donruss Dual Patch Card. $38. You got a $5 offer on it. And I had a 1928 Baby Chicks catalog, $32.22, free shipping. Got a $5 offer on a chicken catalog from 1928.
Wow.
I sent a note telling him how much money I'd lose accepting. Oddly, he did not take my counter offer. Countdown to Brimfield. We shall see if I'm able to make the September show or not. I believe it's September. It should be a lot of fun. If so, I would like to go to Brimfield one of these days. I think it'd be really good and fun for the channel. Oh, Confucius joke of the week.
I totally forgot about this. This shot really took a toll on my memory.
I see this.
Me too. You and I both.
Confucius say, scientists have finally found answer to common cold. Gesundheit. Confucius say, scientists have finally found answer to common cold. Gesundheit. And that was the Confucius say joke of the day. Make sure you stop on by any of my Whatnot auctions. Gesundheit. And you will be able to hear it live 20 past the hour.
Oh, swell. Well, yeah, it gets over it with faster, so I do like that. Yeah, keep staring at it.
Gesundheit. So, Mr. Magazine.
Yeah, I did the same thing, and I had the Converse cleats. Yeah, I tried to be like Mattingly, but I wasn't.
My favorite player was
Julio Franco.
You ever try to do Julio Franco's stance? He basically would stand with the bat facing the pitcher.
Yeah.
I did not have fast enough wrists to make that work. Just to let you know.
Fast enough upper body. Everything needs to be fast for that.
Yep, absolutely. So, Mr. Magazine, you had a bit of a problem over on eBay. And you were going to call eBay. How did that all work out?
Oh, it actually worked out well. So we have, I don't know if it's, I'm thinking it's fraud, but we can't prove it yet. So I had, we sold a bunch of Asian model cards with beauty cards with relics on them. Some were signed, and they went for like $200 to $250 each. This was from the Pennsylvania deal. So we had one dispute that they never got their item yet, and he's overseas. So we did the tracking, and the tracking shows it was delivered. So my niece called up eBay because I don't have the patience anymore. And I explained everything to her, black and white, so she knew what was going on. She's smart with that type of stuff, and she likes making those calls. So anyways, that reminds me, there's another thing, Alex Bester. Just remember, can I say his name? It's too late now. Anyways, remind me that later. Anyways, good story on that one. So anyways, the other problem was this person put in 3 disputes.
Now they had 2 accounts.
2 accounts, 2 different usernames. Both sites, both accounts have the same address overseas. So 3 disputes that he did not receive these cards. No, he wants to return them.
He wants to return them, but he hasn't received them yet.
Right, yeah. So Paperboy looked it up, and it's like stuck in transit over in his country, and he hasn't received it. So she did call, and she said, so the one thing, we're going to win that one no matter what. So it's $250 in our favor that they're not going to take from us. So the next 3 cards total about almost $700. So they said, give it, I think, a little over a week. They might have been 10 days and see if he gets it then. And then he can, but they said they can't do the label no matter what, which is weird. So it's going to really suck, but it might be something you and I do to make sure we have to put in. If we get it, well, we can do one label, we said, and contact him. But then there was some goofy thing they said about paying him PayPal for the label or something like that. And he could do the label, but I don't think he's going to go for that. But anyways, nevertheless, the label, if we have to do it on stamps, we have to take our address off the account, put his address in the account as the account holder, and then my address is the ship to, so we can print out a label to send to him to send from his
and then change it all back.
And then change it back because we don't want to be shipping things at crazy prices. So a little complicated, but they said if he doesn't get it within the 10 days, we can do another 10 days and they'll just play it by ear. So it was easier said than done. But again, we have this customer on the adult site. We just got 5 credit card disputes. And it's his name on some, and then his mother's name on some. And we called up and said, you owe us $200 and all these disputes. He goes, oh, those were my mom's cards. Did you use them? Yes. She's disputing them. Well, you'll have to talk to her. And then he hung up on us. Then we called back and said, we can't sell to you anymore until you pay us what you owe us. He put another order in. Then we called again, and he said, you have to talk to my mom. Is she there? No, and then he hung up. So for $200, we're going to have to ban him and refund every order he puts through. So, unless he pays us, I mean, what else can you do? It's a losing battle. Yeah.
Wow. I heard his mom's got it going on.
Yeah.
Wow. Mr. Magazine had
There's a rambling story.
Mr. Magazine had a Looney Tunes large frame print. A guy has bought it twice and canceled twice. So Mr. Magazine said, ban him now before he does it again.
But he kept rebuying it and wanting it because he wanted that particular print. It was like a football Looney Tunes print, but it was framed, but the frame had some wear and the glass had some wear. He wanted to give as a gift. And I kept saying, I don't think you'll be happy with this. Okay, he wanted to cancel. Then he bought it again. I go, you know what? After 2 times, he wanted to buy it a 3rd time. I said, I don't want to deal with it. Because he was, by the time it's $75, you ship it, it's not even worth the hassle. It could get damaged. I mean, it's crazy.
One pill makes you larger, one pill makes you small.
I heard you should watch the new Snow White on LSD.
Oh yeah,
you might like it.
We get right on that. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't go out. Maybe the dollar amount probably wasn't offered because of the dollar amount.
Could be.
Above a certain dollar amount, they try not to let you use
500. That's that weird overseas, like for insurance and stuff. 500 is like the cutoff.
A guy from Canada was saying he couldn't buy from me. And of course, Canada's got the issues with the post office, yada, yada, yada. Then later, he asked me to stop sending him offers because he can't buy. So if I go, I don't know who's watching my items. I can't stop sending you an offer because I don't know who's watching the item. And he said, well, don't send me offers because you don't ship to Canada. I go, I do ship to Canada. I said, nothing's changed by me. Because he goes, I bought from 3 other people on the United States, so it's on you. I said, oh, God. I've sold to people in Canada regularly. I haven't changed anything. Therefore, logically, it's either on you or eBay. I didn't change anything. It's not me. And then I blocked him because I didn't really feel like arguing with the guy about it.
Oh, God.
Basically.
A lot of final offers going
on. Mr. Magazine had one that I still don't understand. Life Magazine on Amazon arrived via USPS, not UPS. There was $10.90 postage due that I have to pay. The only thing I can think of is, did they put the USPS in the post office and then the post office delivered it and charged them $10.90?
Wait, how did he get UPS or USPS?
He got it post office.
Yeah. Could they media mail it? Sometimes they do that, depending on where it's going. That's probably the most. Let's say he's in California,
or all I can
they give you $4 and it costs 10 or 12, whatever.
Jeez.
Of course.
I'm thinking that maybe it got in the wrong bin, and then they actually did deliver it. Post office actually delivered it, and then said, "You owe us $10.90 for getting it to your door," which is better than them destroying it.
Oh yeah.
Better than them destroying it.
Yeah, crazy.
A guy unilaterally paid for 2 items from Mr. Magazine and then put the rest of them in local pickup.
Oh, okay, no, that nightmare. So I did reach out to him, and he said, "Okay, let me send you that." And he never sent me the pickup numbers
because he wanted combined shipping, but didn't feel like waiting, so he just paid for everything, paid for shipping on 2, and figured the rest of them were
Do you think
okay.
he's done that before? I'm feeling like he's done it before, but it's a complete crap show.
Oh, Antiquarian, I can read it to you again.
Oh man, I'm not happy right now.
Scientists have finally found answer to common cold. Gesundheit. That's like the sneezing sound that you say, Gesundheit, you say to somebody who sneezes.
Maybe you didn't hear it. You say it twice. Say it again.
Oh,
enjoy
right.
yourself.
Scientists have finally I mean, I'm botching it. Scientists have finally found answer to common cold. Gesundheit. There you are. Much better.
Yeah, someone likes it with. Oh, is that an angry face?
I don't know what that is.
It looks like Pac-Man's angry.
So I was selling a piece of sheet music, and I got a question, Mr. Magazine, and perhaps you can answer this.
Okay.
Are you going to make any more rims in the 11-inch?
I don't even. Is that like a tricycle?
I don't know.
And what else has 11-inch wheels?
I don't know.
What were you selling?
Sheet music.
Was it about like a bicycle or a little tricycle?
No, it had nothing to do with tires or anything. Just literally got a question. Are you going to make any more rims?
11-inch rims. That's really like a wheel. No, the wheelchairs are bigger than that. The back wheels of a big wheel might be 11-inch, but not the front wheel.
I wasn't aware I made any rims for 11-inch. So,
wow.
What
did you answer?
I said, I don't understand your question. Can you rephrase it? I've not heard from him since then. Interesting other things. Mysterious Benefactor is probably going to be coming up Juneteenth.
Nice.
For a graduation party Mr. Magazine is throwing for his son. And hopefully I have Mysterious Benefactor on the show. It might be a special night show.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
It might be a special night show.
Me?
Yeah, it would be a special night.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably during the party. That lame party.
Oh, great. It's great.
That lame party.
Live.
We'll do it
my
in the
wife
corner.
will kill you.
No, we'll do it right from there.
Wow.
You are.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll do it right from the corner of the party.
Nice.
So yeah, let's blow this popsicle stand.
You got to wear the local
celebrity.
Yeah, you got to wear that. That'd be great.
Let's blow this popsicle stand. Is anybody
Greek
still
power
say
won't
that?
be there. Greek power. Yeah, I've heard that before recently.
And I may have Auction Professor on a future show on a special day as well. Still working it out with him. And he did send some police buttons that I'll be selling over on Whatnot for him soon. So
cool.
Getting into the police button world. Are you familiar? And I'm sure some people out there with Labubu dolls.
No.
Apparently, they're the hot new dolls going on. Labubu, Labubu. They're limited in Great Britain. One store stopped selling them altogether because fights were breaking out among customers to buy these new dolls.
I heard you can sell FUBU clothing for them.
There you go. There you go. OnlyFans is up for sale, so Mr. Magazine's going to probably be buying it.
Oh, man, can I guess at how much money?
Sure.
500 million.
1.5 to 2.5 billion dollars. However, because it's an adult site, if it were a non-adult site, they expect it with its sales, etc. They would expect it to be a $3.5 billion site.
Wow!
So it being adults knocked $1 billion off of its value.
But isn't the creator? Someone said the creator. I saw it on Instagram. Say the creator makes like 25 million a year.
He makes the same money, yeah.
But then, like a lot of these people on OnlyFans make double that.
Oh
so
yeah,
the creator.
probably,
I think it's a female creator.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, pretty quickly. Okay, nice. Labubu come up with okay.
Is this like American-made dolls? Like it just sounds.
I was like... it's some doll that like is you don't know what you're buying. They're like mystery boxes, and you're buying a mystery box of it, and I don't know on that over there.
I'm surprised you didn't do Yogi Bear impersonation of Boo Boo.
Labubu.
Yeah, when they took the trip to France.
That would be funny. I'll make him wear a bag over his head the entire time.
Ooh,
and then do like a 7-hour show on purpose.
Yeah, the voice change. Yeah, that'd be great.
Not telling we're doing that. It's funny. It's from Hong Kong. There you are. Audrey Hepburn Givenchy gown is going to Sotheby's for auction. It's expected to go for $40,000 to $60,000.
Seems so cheap.
It really does.
You
for
can
Audrey
pull some
Hepburn.
random like Drake May card, numbered out of 25, PSA 9 sign is going to go for that. I mean, it's just absurd.
Upper Deck is now doing new security measures on patch cards for hockey, because what people were doing, they would get a patch card and then they would buy a random jersey, and they have a patch card that just has, like a white area of a uniform.
Yeah.
And they would cut off a good piece and put it in.
Why just hockey? You can't do that with any sport?
Well, hockey's the one that they're rolling it out with.
Okay.
Oh, geez, antiquarian. That's so not nice.
Nice. Good stuff.
Oof. Maybe.
I've heard a lot of them are. You can kind of tell though, and it might sometimes it says AI from what I've heard.
Huh.
We'll figure.
I guess they're rolling it out with hockey, and they're going to have multiple pictures and all that. It's going to have a QR code on the card, and then you can go back and see what the card's supposed to look like in their database.
Speaking of hockey, we were talking about the Gretzky Peachy last week. It got returned. The buyer did not want it, but it's authentic, so I'm going to send out and get it graded from PSA.
Okay, yeah, and that was my
follow-up. It was
just
so the authenticators said that it's authentic. However, my lister didn't describe one of the. He said cornerware, but I guess he didn't say like a lot of cornerware or something.
Wow.
Even though you see what you're getting,
right? So
the buyer chose not to take it, so we're going to get it graded.
Michael Schumacher Ferrari sold at auction for $18 million.
Big bucks, man. It's crazy. Car market's sick.
All right, we're going to play a quick little game here, Mr. Magazine. We have time today. I was going to do this last week, and I do want to thank the boys for being on last week. That was a lot of fun, vintage sports flips. And this actually would have tied really well into them, but I forgot about this.
No, the Gretzky's probably going to be like a 2 or a 3, probably.
All right, so they are selling at auction some Bill Walton stuff, Mr. Magazine.
Oh, okay.
And I want you to take a guess what their estimate are for these items.
All right.
Bill Walton's first basketball rim, a cast iron basketball rim taken from his childhood home where he played basketball in the 1950s in La Mesa, California, along with a section of the original wooden backboard. And it comes with a photo of Walton posing in front of the rim with a basketball.
Okay, I'm going to compare because obviously Audrey Hepburn, I feel, is way more popular across the world than Bill Walton. He wasn't, he was a Hall of Famer, wasn't really popular. He wasn't very likable, but he was a great player.
He was likable because of the NBA thing,
right?
The after thing.
I'm going to say 20,000.
Well, the Kobe Bryant childhood basketball hoop fetched $39,600.
Wow. All right, $3 then. If Kobe's 40,000, he's $3.
They're estimating 500 to 1,000, which seems super low.
It does seem super low.
All right. Jeez. The 1970 UCLA letter of intent, opting to sign with John Wooden, and he signed it William T. Walton III on the bottom. So he had to sign it for them.
Since I was way off, since I was way off on that one, I'm going to say $5,000.
2,500 to $5,000 on this.
All right.
You're getting good. A letter from John Wooden, which is signed Coach Wooden at the bottom, sent to the team, including Walton. It's an original letter, thoughts on the work ethic, etc. So John Wooden letter sent to him.
5,000.
$2,000 to $4,000. You're getting good at this game.
So Walton's selling his own stuff. I mean, if he sells,
he's dead.
Oh, that's right. But his family is.
Yeah.
So they're gonna end up like selling his whole legacy for like a Tesla. They can buy a Tesla with everything they're selling. Jeez.
A UCLA varsity basketball captain Letterman's jacket.
That's actually pretty cool.
His senior season with an embroidered C on it.
I would think that'd be the most desirable out of what you've mentioned because it's kind of cool and flashy. UCLA is a popular school. 10,000.
15 to 25.
Okay.
I'll tell you this one over here. His jersey that's been photo matched from 73 to 74. They're thinking 75,000 to 100,000 on his jersey.
Wow. That's a lot of
from the afterlife. And then his Trailblazers jersey from 77, 78, $25,000 to $50,000.
Wow.
And finally, a Grateful Dead autographed drumhead because he was a huge Deadhead.
Okay.
It's signed by Jerry Garcia, Bob Weir, Mickey Hart, Bill Kreutzmann, and Phil Lesh, as well as other various crew members and managers.
And they used the drumhead in.
Yeah.
25,000.
5,000 to 7,500.
Okay.
2009, he dressed as Father Time on New Year's. So it's got a sash and outfit that he wore as Father Time in 2009.
$3,000.
So Eric says 500 to 1,000.
Jeez.
And the last item here, he got a lot of VIP access and backstage passes to the Dead. 33 Grateful Dead passes for backstage passes and alike, owned by Bill Walton for various Grateful Dead shows. So 33 Grateful Dead passes.
3,000.
750 to $1,000.
Jeez.
Now that seems really cheap.
Yeah.
Sounds like something I would buy.
Yeah.
Whoops. Whoops. So
I feel like LeBron would be like,
kind of
untouchable.
Kind of interesting on those. And thank you, Eric, for playing along. Mr. Magazine sent me an Instagram. Some NFT sold for what? $60 million or some insane amount of money. It's now worth $20,000. So now would probably be the time to buy it, if you think they're going to come back. eBay closed their Syracuse office. They had authentication for some gaming cards over there. That's what I hear.
Do you think I would have to interrupt you for a second because it's on my mind? Do you think there's like billionaires out there when they obviously you have to have a lot of money to buy the $60,000 NFT, and that was like during COVID around
60 million
or 60 million. Sorry, yeah. So you got to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So you think like I got 60 million to invest. Am I going to invest in Bitcoin or NFT? Okay, I'm going to use the NFT, and now like he could be bankrupt.
True.
It's crazy.
Well, he'll have $20,000.
Oh, true. Sorry.
Hunt. I think it was Hunt's auction. I think it was Hunt's that's doing those auctions. I found the article over on Collect. So if you go over to Collect, you could find the whole article. I think it's Hunt's auction. eBay closed the Syracuse office. People think it was union busting because it was that office actually unionized. And so now New York State is looking into, I guess they had given some money to the company that eBay bought for employment and all that kind of stuff. And so now New York State's looking to see if they can get some of their money back. Abraham Lincoln had the gloves that he wore on the night of his assassination, which included some of his blood on it.
Wow. Sold
for $1.5 million. Now that you could see why that would sell for that.
And rightly so, but I still wouldn't pick $1 million Wemby compared to that,
Yeah. And then the handkerchief he had when he was assassinated, he had 2 handkerchiefs with him.
Who kept these things? I mean, it's just amazing all these years. And wow.
One of the 2 handkerchiefs he had with him went for $826,000. Now I'm thinking that has to be a world record for handkerchiefs.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that must be.
Yeah.
Must be.
Definitely.
Overseas, I think this was England. It might have been Ireland, but I believe it was England. A eBay customer service employee was fired for 4 minutes of inactivity.
Wow. If that was the case, I'd have no one working for me.
Yeah, that's probably what makes it valuable, Eric.
Wow.
Apparently, after you're done doing something, the gentleman took a email. As soon as you're done filling it out, you have 1 minute to get back in the queue. And he took 4 minutes. And so he was fired.
That seems a little strict, right?
It seems really, really strict. But don't think I'd want to work there. Again, want to thank Vintage Sports Flips for coming on the show. Next week is going to be Finders Flippers Resell Podcast. And, Vintage Sports Flips tonight, they have their horse race. So check them out after our show is over. Cornfucius is in the horse race tonight. Remember Schmidt won last week?
I do remember.
Cornfucius is running. So hopefully Cornfucius does us all proud. Gesundheit. Use him, put him in his pocket. There you go. Be worth a lot of money, Eric. And in 3 weeks, we're going to have Vintage Views. He was over on the Allentown interview series. So if you haven't seen that, do check that out. Could be a lot of fun. He has said he will only be able to be on for an hour because he has to be in bed by 9 o'clock. I said, no problem at all. So it should be a lot of fun talking about old photographs.
Who's coming next week?
Finders Flippers Resell Podcast.
That's right.
With Stuart and the boys.
Unfortunately, I won't be here. So
you still got that feud going with them?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You keep skipping all their appearances?
I know.
You still got that feud going, huh?
I know. Well, I'll think about it while I'm doing something else Wednesday night.
Jeff Jacob. Do you know that? Jeff Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Do you know that name?
I mean, it sounds familiar, but I mean, because I know Jeff's, I know Jacob, so I don't know. Put them together, what's it spell?
His collection of Star Wars went for $2.65 million over at Heritage.
And I'm happy for him because I think that made a lot of my unopened figures worth a lot more money now.
Were there any buys to be had at it? Or no?
They're all record prices, everything. Oh. Everything was a record price. It was crazy.
Wow.
Figures that used to be $5,000-$10,000 were going for like $80,000.
Wow. Nice. Random neighborhood kid turned 21 this past weekend.
Wow. Holy crap is right.
Bought him a nice bottle of wine, not a wine, a whiskey, Japanese whiskey. Now, I went to the liquor store with Mrs. Papergoy, and I said, hey, we got to get him something. He turned 21, saw some Japanese whiskey. I bought myself a $35 bottle that we enjoyed some of tonight. I bought him a $100 bottle.
Whoa.
I said, this is sipping whiskey. I said, don't be wasted and don't be giving it to your friends. So gave him that. They did have a $750 bottle. I said, I love the kid, but I don't love him that much. I have to have some really good sales.
What do you think the markup is on that?
I know the $750 bottle was in the, these are allotment bottles. So liquor stores can only get so many of them, right. Type deal. He hasn't burned down his apartment complex yet, so I guess so. We went out to a nice dinner. You ever going out to Good Luck?
No.
Actually, pretty good dinner. Really good meal. Food was all very, very good over there. American.
Okay.
Yeah. He got a hamburger and
where's that at?
Over, you know where the barrel, of course you do, the Barrel of Dolls?
I kind of know.
Yeah, okay. The Barrel of Dolls is an adult club where Mr. Magazine used to get his mail. What? It's about across the street and down half a block from that.
Okay.
Definitely worth going to.
Lovely Linda's here.
And I'm going to be skipping eBay Open because they gave us the notification too late, and I will be going to Madison Bachville, already have a hotel set up. I know Mr. Magazine was saying he might be going, so I sent him the information on how to find it.
He told my wife, I think I'm going to Vegas in the middle of August. She says, who are you going with? I go, I don't know.
And
she didn't like that. Am I going with you? I go, if you want to, I guess. I don't know. It's a business trip, So, but it depends on when my kid's going to. I think he's going to college. We got to, bring him there and set him up. So maybe I think it's around that same weekend. So we'll see. But I want to go to Vegas anyway, so it gives me a reason to get out there.
No, I definitely want to go. But again, eBay has to next year give more notice. Give more notice is what it comes down to. See, Eric knows where Good Luck is.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a connoisseur of fine restaurants.
Exactly.
Connoisseur of fine restaurants.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're going to go into the main story and reselling 10 years ago and 10 years from now. So, Mr. Magazine, you can go back in time to 2015, Mr. Magazine.
Okay.
And give yourself some advice. And then I want you to look ahead to 2035. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see reselling? And what do you expect to be doing at that point? Let's go back in time first.
Well, I'm probably going to buy.
This is me going back in time.
Going back 10 years, I'm probably going to buy half as much stuff as I bought. The stuff that still hasn't sold in my warehouse. I probably would stay away from car magazines and collections that seem too good to be true. Cheap, but you're buying work, you're buying slow selling stuff. And I'm sure we were paying more for car magazines 10, 15 years ago than we would even want them for free now. So stuff like that. I would hope that I'm glad I bought records. I'll say that because that's paying off now, and hopefully that'll pay off 10 years from now.
So maybe you'd go back in time and you'd tell yourself, you don't understand why I'm telling this to you?
Yeah. Buy a lot of records.
Buy a lot of records if they're rock country. Yeah. Buy good records.
Yeah.
Don't buy, Sergio Mendes.
Exactly. Buy porn, buy comics, and buy records. Like that's what I'd be buying.
Eric's way ahead of you on one of those.
Is it? Oh, yeah, exactly. But yeah, definitely buy smarter. Don't buy, the work, those big collections of 10,000, 20,000 magazines, because a lot of it's still sitting around. Because again, we'll list some of the stuff or the best stuff, and then the rest is going to sit around and pile up. And then moving forward into 10 years, I would say, hopefully I'm not doing it anymore. I mean, as much as I like it, if I could sell out or retire from that part of life I would like to do that and move down south or something like that. I'm thinking I hate the winters up here now, but I'm in for the duration right now. So let's 5 years at a time. But moving into head 10 years, I'm still doing it. Hopefully, I'm making a lot more money than I'm doing now. I wouldn't want to be plateauing. If I'm putting my time and effort in and getting older and aches and pains and getting up early in the morning, definitely going to be making more and more money as the years go on. Buying smarter and smarter. So I'm assuming the adult stuff will be my niche, and I'll be doing whatnot and so forth. And who knows with eBay? If I'm just buying certain things, eBay might be gone. Who knows? It's just a small money maker at this point, regardless of what I'm putting on there. So, but we'll see. How about you?
Let's see what I switch screens for a minute and come back, and Eric appears to be having a stroke.
Yep.
That is a good song. What would I say? Well, it's actually kind of funny because more or less
you'll be retired. Come on, right? You're not going to do this when you're 65.
I think the things I would have told myself 10 years ago, and I think that you can take this to heart if you are out there listening right now and you're at a different point in the reselling journey. This is me talking directly to you if you're at a different point than I am in the reselling journey. There's always more to buy. So don't get hung up on any given deal. Don't overpay for any given deal. And don't worry about any given deal, because there'll always be another thing to buy.
And obviously keep buying smarter. And the older you get, it's kind of goes to the territory. You're going to be buying smarter and smarter and smarter as it goes on.
I would then say, because merchandise is always going to be coming in, realize you're not a museum. Your job is to move the stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, whatnot was not around 10 years ago, so that was not an option.
Yeah.
I think that I probably would have had the same trepidation with whatnot that you had when I started on it. I think I would have been saying, oh, gee, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
What, I'm going to sell all my inventory off and make very little on it? And where am I going?
Yeah.
Now, if whatnot were around 10 years ago, I'd be saying to me, hey, dummy, get on there. Start selling stuff. You're going to be able to find more. You're going to be able to find more.
Well, it's funny. I'll interrupt you real quickly. The gentleman you bought the books from that I deal with around the corner, he had that store he sold. He's been telling me for 10, 15 years about the adult stuff. You got to get into a backup plan. This isn't going to last forever. And again, like we're picking up steam and our sales are increasing year in and year in and year in. And it seems to be growing and growing. And I'm getting more people buying it. And like, I can't see it ever, if that goes bad, a lot of things are going to go bad. But my point is, if it did go bad, I tell them, well, we still sell records. We still sell comics. We still sell sports cards and autographs. It can't all go bad. I have to find something else to go into, But for 10, 15 years, he's worried about that. It's like worrying about climate change.
Well, I think another thing that I would tell myself from back then was just do it. And I was at times, and you definitely had this problem. Your father definitely had this problem. I had this problem sometimes, and that was penny wise, pound foolish.
Yeah.
And I would not go on Etsy. Why would I not go on Etsy? Because you had to pay 20 cents up front for an item, and then you got 4 months worth of listing.
Yeah.
And, how crazy. 20 cents?
Yeah.
I sell 5 items a week on Etsy at this point.
Sure.
Imagine go ahead. Of course. Imagine had I started 10 years ago on Etsy when it was, because it wasn't around back then.
Yeah.
If I'm selling 5 after having started 3 to 4 years ago, I'd probably be selling 8 to 10, but I also would have sold items all the way along.
Do you remember when eBay got rid of their adult area and then everyone was, go on Etsy. There's tons of Playboys. You can sell them on there. I got kicked off the first day with Playboys, but yet people are still selling Playboys, but I got kicked off. So I'm apparently a bigger dealer that everyone wanted out.
Exactly. Oh, geez. Couple of other things I would definitely tell myself. I would say, make sure you network. That's one of the big reasons why so many deals are coming in. Mm-hmm. Networking.
I can take chances too. The more you get deeper and deeper into this business, just because it's like anything else. Like the people that do the storage units, they're not all home runs, but you're going to get some good ones. So the chances you take, the risk you take, they're more likely than not they're going to pay off.
Right. And you always took bigger chances than I did. Definitely did. I'm one of those people that would sit there and I'd remember the deal that I spent $50 on and I only turned it into 65. I'd remember that. And I don't remember the deal I spent 50 and I turned it into 1,000. That I don't remember.
We're way smarter now. We're buying things we buy now. 10 years ago, it would be taking a chance, but now we're so smart. We're like, we know that's a deal. I don't care. Just 500, fine. Yeah.
And I think the last two things that I would tell myself 10 years ago, and I think you need to listen to this as well. No, there you go. Is smalls. And I think that kind of ties into what you were saying about with the magazines. Magazines take up a lot of room. Books take up a lot of room. Not that I don't still buy them.
Yeah.
But now that I've got Whatnot to move them out. But if I had gone 10 years ago and instead of buying lots and lots of books off of things, I was buying lots and lots of trade cards or lots and lots of postcards,
right.
I'd be a lot better off as far as that. As far as that goes. And the other thing that I would say, and if you do not currently do this, you definitely need to do that, is a minimum price point. We didn't have minimum price points years ago. Yeah. And you absolutely, I'm being really picky with buying, past a lot of loose collectibles. I've recently bought a lot of new old stock. Yep, absolutely. Unless Sports Illustrated from 60s and 70s came with a few Civil War items. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're getting things that come along with stuff, different story. Throw-ins or you got to take the whole thing, different story. But I think the other thing is minimum price point. Because I sit there and I look and, you look at the things that I was selling 15, 20 years ago, and I sold a magazine for $4.
Oh, yeah.
What am I doing? But I paid, 10 cents for it. So that was great money.
Yeah.
Now I wouldn't deal with some stuff like that.
Exactly.
Even if you allow for inflation, whatever, I wouldn't be selling it for $8.
Right.
It's just not worth my time. 10 years from now, I am going to tell myself that if I still have 100,000 unlisted items, I'm doing something wrong.
Well, hopefully, a couple things. Let's say in 4 years, you finally get those airplane books that have been in those author books that have been in my warehouse for like 7 years, free of charge. And then I want to make a deal and buy these comics because these are going to be here in 4 years. So come up with a price in 4 years for the comics because I'll be doing Whatnot or sooner because I'm running out of comics. And then you can get those books too. I mean, I'll deliver them all. You already own them.
Yeah, but I have to carry them. You have the bad hips.
No, I got guys. I got employees.
So you say.
I got employees. But anyways, are you might be moving down south or taking it easy?
Well, that was the next point. I would love to sell everything out and then literally just do Whatnot. Go to the flea market and buy stuff and do the Whatnot auction that Tuesday and sell everything that I bought.
So basically, in about 5 years, one of us is going to be selling out, and the other one's going to be living down south, and we're going to be doing this split screen.
Or we'll probably still be doing it, both of us, and still complaining in 10 years.
Exactly. In the winter, it's so cold. I'm like, I put the heat up.
Absolutely. So, hopefully that does help you a little bit. Hopefully you're looking back at, take some knowledge out of the things that we would tell younger us if you are at a different point in the reselling journey. Again, I think that you're always going to be able to buy more stuff. Don't worry about that. Mm-hmm. And if you're not buying enough stuff, unless you are in that rare situation that, you're living on top of a mountain in the Himalayas, there might not be a lot of other things you can buy. But if you are living where there are sales and people around you, things like that, you can buy the stuff. Just think of how to get the stuff and start networking. And before you know it, it'll be coming in. And once it's coming in, your job is to get it out because you can keep getting more and more stuff. Oh, wow. Oh, certainly. June 28th. Very good. And yeah, sorry. I did hear about your loss, and I'm sorry about that. We're sorry about that.
Loss, yeah.
Definitely are. Yep. Definitely are.
Surprisingly, I use the old school Stairmaster that goes up and down, and it's great for my knees, and it doesn't hurt my hip at all. So the only thing now is that my shoulder's messed up. I had to get an X-ray on that, and I have to hold myself up on the Stairmaster, so I have to hold my arm a certain way so it doesn't hurt. But I'll pull through. I'll pull through.
Weak.
But July 11th, it's a Friday. My hip will be all good by then, and I'll be hopefully good by Monday.
What is it? That's 6 weeks from now. Nice. All right, time for the rambling story of the week.
All right, so it's me again. I don't know if you remember this, but a year ago, my refrigerator problem, Samsung refrigerator.
Oh yeah.
They came
Yep.
5, 6, 7 times over a month or two. It was something to do with the water and something to do with the ice, and I ended up getting most of it paid off. And then I bought a new one, a Whirlpool. So this one has 2 ice makers. The regular one where you put your drink, and then down in the freezer there's an ice maker. So it's pretty convenient. I like that. Sometimes I'm in a hurry, I just grab a handful, whatever. That started doing the same thing. Yeah, the bottom ice wasn't working. Then the top one wasn't working.
And you bought it new?
Yeah. Okay. This is 10 months ago.
Yeah.
So then I called up. I said, okay, you got to come down and take a look at it. So then they offered me an extended warranty. It's like $12 a month. I go, I got to get that. I mean, we've only had it not even a year and it's already falling apart. So I got the $12 a month warranty. It's an extended warranty for a few years, whatever. Guy comes, puts a new motor in for the top, says he fixes the line for the bottom. 2 days later, it's the same thing. It's not making ice. One's barely making ice. The top one's barely making ice, then stopped. The bottom one starts freezing up. So he comes back and then he tells me my main on and off for the water has to be, it's too high and open. I got to close it. I said, for 23 years we've been here, I've never had to touch this. Why would there be an issue now? So we actually drywalled an area over that. So we're going to have to cut it out. So I talked to our guy that did a lot of work for us, He goes, I don't think that's it. Leave it the way it is. And, so anyways, they come back again. They put new parts in, and now it works finally. But 3 times. I mean, and this is 10-month-old refrigerator, so it's crazy.
Wow. So there was a story. Oh, and Jackie Jack, do check him out after our show. He's got a Whatnot auction, so do check him out over on Whatnot. Thank you for coming on by.
Yeah, no, Samsung's bad. Whirlpool, they finally got it right after 3 tries.
So there was a story that I read today from apparently, and Dawn can probably find this because she's really, really good at it. With Costco, a guy got his appliance from Costco, $3,500, something like that, fridge. And they give you the free installation if you buy it through Costco. So they went and they installed it. Well, apparently what the installer did with the ice maker was, instead of taking the water line and looping it so it's sticking up, he left it down on the ground so the wheels of the fridge rolled over it and broke it. And the house flooded. And at this point, the guy is sitting on $750,000 worth of damage.
Oh, my Lord.
Costco has offered him allegedly $175,000, which he has turned down.
He must have some insurance, no?
The problem is Costco apparently used an installer that didn't have liability insurance. So the installer is saying, well, it's Costco's problem, not mine.
Yeah.
Costco is saying we'll pay $175,000. Meanwhile, his homeowners is, basically wants to go after Costco or after the installer.
Sure.
So he's living, I think he's living in a hotel or an apartment, and his house, he can't be lived in right now. And he lost lots of stuff.
Yeah, this stuff happens to me.
Shopper Fridge Water Damage House, Florida. There you go. Thank you, Don. So yeah, check that out if you want to read a story.
I thought I had it bad.
My thought is, I don't care if the installer has liability or not. He has assets, and it's on him. He should have bought liability.
Yeah.
You go after Costco as well, I would think. I'm not a lawyer, but I think you would go after Costco as well. And I think your homeowners would kick some money in as well, and you would end up being made whole. And pain and suffering and all that fun stuff as well. Because if you lose half of your household belongings, you can't live in your house.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess there's mold and all that stuff too.
God.
Yeah. So fun little read right there. You can read that rambling story as well. Definitely do thank you all for coming on out. Ram Neighborhood Kid is supposed to be coming by this weekend, and he will be putting up the video for the haul video from Springfield. So that should be up next week or so. He'll be working on it this weekend for me. Cool. So definitely do thank y'all for coming on. I do want to thank the new subscribers as well behind the paywall. Thank you very much for that as well. Anybody that has not checked it out back there, we just shot another video for back there. We're giving some advice and things like that we aren't giving in the general. So do check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you could smash the like button, spice is free. If you could smash the like button, it'll help the channel as well. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.